Hello and welcome to another video, and today we are straight into the action because it's another league race video. So we've just set pole with a 1:42.5 as we start this lap. We've ran a bit wide into turn 1 and it's not too bad. We managed to pick the bike back up and sort of get out the corner, almost crashing on that curb. Bit of a weird contact with the curb there, kind of dragged us on the inside, but luckily we didn't crash. Obviously, first of all, apologies for not uploading this video yesterday. I had rendering issues, so I couldn't actually render it at all, so that means I wouldn't have been able to upload it, but I also couldn't talk over it because I couldn't render it, so sorry about that. But through the first sector we've gone 1.7 tenths quicker than our previous lap, so it's pretty good. It's definitely, considering it was a 42.5, we're on course for a 42.3 here. It's going to be pretty good. We ran a bit wide though into the first part of the corkscrew. Through the second part, we're going to try and open it, make it as wide as you can. We're going right, well, it's quite close to the edge of the circuit. Downshift on the throttle straight away once again. We try and cut that apex. We've gone onto the green a little bit, but nothing too bad because we bumped over the curb, so we lost probably a little bit of time from that, but not too much. We have actually lost time because we're now only 1.59 tenths under our lap time, but it's still going to be a pretty cracking lap at this rate. Through this corner, you can really gain a lot of time if you get on the throttle nice and early, and then we're coming up to the chicane. We can really gain a lot of time through this left-hander here if you get a good exit out of the corner. So we're straight onto the throttle straight away, and we're 3.4 tenths under now, so we're on course for a 42.1 if this stays all clean. As we go down straight, probably one of the hardest braking zones in this track coming up now is brake for the last corner. We've gone a little bit wide, but it's not too bad, so we're going to get straight on the throttle now. In second gear, we sort of missed the outside apex, so we're on the throttle and we've got completely off the circuit. So we're going to come back on. We definitely lost a lot of time from that, and yeah, 42.3, so we have lost about a tenth from that, so it's unfortunate. It's a good job we didn't gain anything though, because that would have not been good. But we end up on pole, and our 42.5 would have been good enough actually, ahead of Bob Rock with a 42.6 and Piccolino with a 43.0. So me and Bob Rock clearly got a bit more pace than the others, but sometimes qualifying times can be deceiving. But we are on the grid now. We're waiting for the race to start. You can see I have got the skin on for the Yamaha that I really like, that I showcased. Was it last week? I think it was. Go check that video out if you haven't seen it, but watch this one first. We are on the grid. We've got the clutch in. We're waiting for the lights to come on. The lights are on. We're waiting for the lights to go out so we can dub the clutch and get off the line. The lights are out and away we go. We've had an amazing start there. Usually we struggle quite a bit. So as we go flying down towards turn 1, Bob Rock's pulling up on the left hand side. We hit the brakes. Bob Rock's hit us. And Piccolino's gone wide as well, so we've missed the apex a bit, and that's how it allowed R1 through to first position. But Bob Rock's ran wide, so that's more crucial. So we're trying to go around the outside of R1 now. We hit the brakes. We've had contact and we're down. So we lost loads of time from that because we spawned all the way back at the entrance of the corner. The respawning needs to be sorted out, but we cut further later on to lap 1. Piccolino's now fallen off, so we're going to take Piccolino there. We're going to move back up into 5th position. Well, we've ran a little bit wide through that corner, so maybe Piccolino will get back with wheeling. And yes, Piccolino on that Despedici GP18 comes flying back past up into 5th position. So it's a bit unfortunate there, but we've had a pretty poor start, but hopefully we can come back. We have to try and focus on Piccolino first, try and pass him, and then see if we can bridge any gaps to the other guys in front. So we're coming out of the last corner now. Use up all the road on the exit. Probably a little bit too much road. I was struggling with the exit that last corner, not gonna lie. We hit the brakes into turn 1, trying to stay as close as we can to Piccolino. We've both missed the apex for turn 1, and Piccolino's built up the curbs. That's almost had him off. I think that's probably lost him a bit of momentum. He's ran really wide through turn 2 now. He's gone off the circuit through turn 3 almost. Sorry, through to the exit turn 2, through turn 3. It's been a crash ahead for R1 So R1 has now crashed, and he's crashed at probably one of the worst corners to crash. He's lost more time to me, and almost contact there with Piccolino. So we went for the dive, but we realised it wasn't going to work, so we had to sit up and try not to hit Piccolino. It was very, very close there. Almost hitting him again on the brakes. Piccolino braking a lot earlier than us. He's going defensive into the corkscrew, but now he's moving back to the outside of the circuit. Through the first part of the corkscrew, turn 8, flicking over to the left. Piccolino's got a bit wide. We're going to cut underneath him. We've forced him out of the way. So we're up into 4th position now. So we've actually gained quite a few positions on this lap. Well, we've gained 2. But we're gaining back up there, and Piccolino's trying to push us out of the way, so Piccolino's coming back. We've absolutely smacked each other there on the straight, hitting the brakes into turn 12. It's a good battle with Piccolino, but around the outside we've gone into turn 12. We've got the 4th position now off Piccolino, and I think now we'll be hunting down RKH as we start the next lap, hitting the brakes. RKH has missed the brakes for turn 1, and he's completely off the second. Piccolino almost hits at the back there into turn 1, so he's still hot on our heels as we go through turn 2. Cutting a little bit later on because we're going to have a look at the gap to Jagger. Now Jagger is 2.8 seconds ahead of me, so pretty bad, but we've run a bit wide through turn 7, but cutting later on, we've got down to 2.7 once again. But we've ran wide through turn 12, and we've hit the curb. Oh, we've almost fallen off. Have we not fallen off there? The bike went about 3 times there after we bumped back over the curb. Piccolino's forced us out of the way and pushed on the curb. That could have made us lose the front. That would have been pretty dirty if we had done, but luckily we didn't, and I think it was just accidental collision, so it's all alright. We're now 3.1 seconds behind Jagger, so we definitely lost quite a bit of time from that. But we're just going to try and defend from Piccolino. Piccolino's got the slipstream. He goes flying down towards the last corner. As I said, it's one of the hardest braking zones. He's got fully in front though. Hit the brakes. He's gone a bit wider, and he's lost the front. And down he goes. Down goes Piccolino from 3rd position in this race. So we are now up into 3rd once again, and we're 2.6 seconds behind Jagger. So we gained a lot in that last sector for saying that Piccolino tried to attack us. We're coming to the end of the next lap now. It's 3.1, so we took 1.3 seconds we are behind, and we took 1.3 out. We set the fastest lap 42.880, so pretty good there. And we're coming now, starting the next lap, and we've almost caught him. You can definitely see we're right behind him now, and we're down to 4 tenths behind Piccolino, not Piccolino, sorry, Vladimir Jagger, but we've almost hit him on the back into turn 1. We've ran wide, getting the names mixed up, apologise for that. But lap 6 it is that we've caught him. Cutting a bit later onto the same lap at the end of the first sector, we've brought it down to 3 tenths, but I don't think that's the gap really we're looking at. It's some action that's about to take place in front of us. So we hit the brakes of the corkscrew, obviously where we passed Piccolino earlier on in the race, if you remember, through turn 8. Jagger's got a bit wide before, so at the inside he had to sit the bike up a little bit. It was a very aggressive move, but very tough but fair. I think we both agreed that it was a very nice move there. I didn't even really expect to overtake him there, but it's just the speed the Yamaha can carry through the flip-flop sections. Now I've got 1.8 seconds to Bob Rock, so this race is still definitely on through the last corner though on lap 6. We've run quite wide, we've done it worse than what we did in qualifying. We've come back onto the circuit over the curb, we've got a penalty, which I suppose is fair. We've lost a bit of time from it, but you shouldn't be going outside the track limit, so it's fair. We've ran wide into turn 1, almost gone off the track again. Jagger's now right behind us through turn 2. So Jagger's probably going to be trying to have a look, go past. We're using all the curb we can through Carlos Checker corner on the throttle, straight away. Jagger's right behind us there. We've hit the brake, a bit of contact, and we've got a couple of mile an hour extra, and we've lost the front into the corner. One of those weird sort of accidents. We got hit at the back, and unfortunately, as I was trail braking with extra speed, I was going to crash. But cutting on to the end of that lap now, we are now 3.6 seconds behind Jagger, and I think we were 4.8 to start with, so we took another 1.2 out onto the next lap. We're now 1.7 behind, so we still had the same sort of pace we had before the crash, because damage was not on this week. But as we go cut onto lap 9 through the chicane section through turn 15, we're getting straight on the throttle. Jagger just up ahead, so we're going to have to attack him, but he's slowing down the straight. I tried to get some slipstream, but he was letting us through, which was really nice of him, because he didn't really need to, because it was just one of those weird things with the contact. But I'm happy that he did it. Definitely thankful to him for that. So we now have to chase down Bob Rock, but he can't even see him, and there's only 2 laps to go. So we come out the last corner, using the track limits a bit again. But we are 5 seconds behind Bob Rock with 2 laps to go. So yes, we'd never caught him as we finish the race now. So it's a bit disappointing that we never caught him, but sorry for the abrupt cut here. It's I didn't actually get the standings for some reason, so it's just a picture of the standings from the stream. So Bob Rock won in the end, so congratulations to Bob Rock. He's got 2 wins in a row now, so definitely have to try and stop him next week before he gets on too much of a momentum swing on us. We finished second by 4.1 seconds. We had the fastest lap by far in that race. We're the only rider to even get in the 42s, and we got quite comfortably in it. And obviously Arwanand came 3rd. Jagger had a crash right near the end, so that allowed Arwanand to get through, which is not really what either of us wanted, but you know, I still managed to recover to 2nd, so it's not too bad. Still beat him, so that's always good. And obviously the aforementioned Jagger came 4th, Piccolino 5th, Drian 6th, and I think RKH disconnected during the race, but obviously he will get points for 7th. So let's cut onto the championship now. The leader is still the same, still Arwanand. Obviously he's going to extend that lead over Jagger, but in fact, yeah, he's going to extend his lead totally, because he beat Drian and Jagger, so he's extending his lead once again. But Jagger's now moved up into 2nd position, only 7 points behind now. Well, obviously he was more than that before, but he was less than that before, sorry, he was closer. But he's now up into 2nd position in the championship instead of 3rd. Drian is now 3rd, 9 points behind, so it's really cooking up in that top 3. You know, if it came down to a last lap last lap showdown. That would be something really interesting to watch. So let's hope that it's nice and interesting. We are 45 points behind, so we still have got an outside shot at the championship if these guys do mess up. Well, probably even once if we manage to win all the races, but I don't really see that happening. So we're going to definitely need them to mess up 2 or 3 times in these last few races for us to have a decent shot. And Piccolino is 5th with 62 points, who I believe is probably the last real candidate for the championship. He's definitely got a very slim chance at it, but if he gets a good streak of victories and we all mess up a bit, yeah, he's definitely still within a chance. I think RKH is probably a little too far behind. Don't think there's going to be that many mistakes for him to be able to catch up a 92-point deficit in the 5 remaining races. But I hope you did enjoy that. It was quite an interesting race. Obviously, we were a bit unlucky once again, but as I said, actually I don't know if I did say it, but it was a very stupid mistake from myself to have contact with R1 and there, and obviously the Jagger thing was weird, and again, could still be put down to me. I probably should have just sat the bike up after I had a couple of extra mile an hour. I didn't think it'd make any difference, but unfortunately it did. We still got 2nd position though, so it still turned out pretty well. And luckily it was quite a newcomer to the league that beat us, so obviously Bob Rock down in 13th, he's on the championship, because he's only done 3 races, which he's won 2 of, so that's basically what shows you his talent there. So we're going to have to definitely watch out for him if we do another season. I think there will be another season on MotoGP 19, so if I sign up for that, then we'll definitely have to watch out for Bob Rock, because he's got some serious pace, but luckily it wasn't R1 and or Jagger or Drian that managed to beat us, or even Piccolino, because if we look at an actual gap, then it's definitely a more realistic battle for me and Piccolino for 4th place. So we're going to try and hold on to 4th, maybe try and get a bit higher. Probably isn't going to happen, but you never know. But as I said, I hope you enjoyed that race, hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoyed the rest of your day. I shall see you in the next one.